All
Um,
right.
so, oh, what does learning about mechanical engineering look like?
Um, for me, what I've seen is it looks like you have a mixture of learning the why behind what you do before you actually like get to do the hands-on stuff. So similarly to how you learn how to do basic math before you learn to use a calculator, it's kind of like that in a sense where you could just jump straight to the design of everything. But first, you should need to understand like the basic laws of physics. I'm in like a vibrations class right now where I'm learning like all of the complex math behind dampeners and different systems that are vibrating with like harmonic frequencies. So, in my mind, it looks a lot like having to understand why we choose to do certain things, even if you might not actually think about that math when you're designing your building. It's like a really good foundation. So it's really about building like the strong foundation for your career later, is like what I've seen.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So I was gonna ask, how did your high school education, specifically in the engineering program,
Mhm.
impact your decision to study engineering in college?
Yeah, it definitely impacted my decision. It's what actually pointed me towards engineering. I knew that I wanted to do something in like the STEM field before I got to King, but I really hadn't known what. But being able to be a part of like the engineering program at high school, it exposed me to things like 3D modeling CAD softwares, which is such an important skill that I came into college knowing that other people didn't. And I was exposed to a wide variety of disciplines. So I got to look a little bit at electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, and I know that there was also like the computer automated manufacturing or computer integrated manufacturing. So you get to look at a lot of different disciplines. So not only did it help choose engineering, but it gave me a bit of more of a direction of what I wanted to do specifically. Because a lot of people go into college knowing they want to do engineering, but not what, and they end up choosing a field that they don't enjoy and leave the major altogether.
And that's thank you. Like,
Yeah,
so how do you see the skills you are learning translating to things outside of engineering?
outside of engineering, I mean, it teaches you amazing discipline because a lot of other majors that I see, they have homework, they have a lot of work. Yes, it's just very different in the way it's presented to them. My roommate is criminology. She does a lot of reading. So she spends her time reading and writing essays. And she's a pretty fast reader. So she's able to get through all of that pretty fast. And her homework doesn't take up too much of her time. But for engineering, you have like a ton of math sets from every single one of your classes that has different math in each one. So you have to have the critical thinking skills to understand how to start this problem and where you need to end and the steps you're going to use to get there, but then also how to have discipline to actually finish it. So I see that in other areas in sports, in my personal life, and also doing the professional side of engineering, seeing that I'm able to put my head down and really grind through work, even if I don't fully understand what I'm doing at the exact moment. I know how to problem solve and how to work my way through it and also work with other people, which I find is a huge thing that engineering also teaches you. It's hard. So you're going to have other people who you help learn and how they help you learn. And being able to have that skill to reach out to somebody comes in handy in literally every aspect because then you're not afraid to say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing here. Do you know what you're doing? Can we figure this out together? Like it helps a lot. I feel like I have a lot more confidence in both myself, but then also reaching out to other people.
Thank you. So,
Yeah.
um, please tell me about your role working at Bourne's.
Yes. Okay. So at Bourne's, I was an engineering intern. I did that for 2 summers, about a little more than three, almost 4 months for each time. So while I was there, each summer it looked a little bit different for me, but the basic structure was me and another group of my peers, engineers who were at different levels of their education as well, were given a problem. usually from an actual consumer or customer that the company works with. And we worked our way through the summer to find a way to solve it and then how to actually like produce the product that we were thinking about. So my second year, I was given an individual project actually, where I was working internally with a plant in a completely different time zone in Europe to help solve a manufacturing issue they had that cost them a lot of time and money. And through that, I was able to learn how to communicate not only with people that I hadn't met before, but who speak a different language and live in the exact opposite time zone for work hours. And then from there, I didn't have somebody who I was doing every single thing with. I was able to learn how to reach out to my like superiors and also the people around me and really just get work done and be productive on my own. It really, I loved being an intern and it showed me that engineering is something that I want to do professionally. I don't find sitting in like an office building or being in a lab something that is like taxing to me. So that was a really great position. I got a lot of my hands-on experience from that job actually with the soldering, the manufacturing, metal cutting. All of it was really beneficial and I enjoyed it a lot.
That sounds very useful.
Very, yeah.
So, what advice would you give to somebody looking to major in mechanical engineering?
hmm I would say that at least while you're in high school, look at the classes you're taking and really critically think about how you feel taking those classes. Like, do you enjoy doing physics? Do you enjoy doing math? First of all, even if you don't enjoy those, physics is not my favorite subject, which is really ironic for an engineer, but I do enjoy doing math and solving problems. And even if you don't enjoy those things, if you enjoy the design and critical thinking and problem solving aspect, and those are things that you're drawn to and you like making things, especially with your hands, I find that that's a pretty good indicator that you will enjoy doing mechanical engineering. And then I would say, because you are totally free and open to change your major once you get to college. And if the major you go to college with isn't something that you're like thrilled about, then absolutely do it. I would definitely say that as soon as you can, when you're in college, try to find like a club or an organization or a group that is engineering related, especially hands-on building project based, because that will show you firsthand, do I like doing this outside of like a classroom context? Do I like being given a problem, being given a timeline and an assignment and working through that to solve it? So I'm on our school's Formula SAE electric race team right now. So we're designing a student Formula electric race car. And that really has shown me that doing mechanical engineering, doing design, doing CAD work is something that I do really enjoy. Even when it becomes stressful, it's something that I like truly, truly love doing. I mean, I was up the past 2 nights in a row till 1 a.m., despite the fact that I wake up at 5 a.m. to go row with UCI's club rowing team. So even knowing that I would get like such little sleep, it's still something that like, wow, I love doing this. I'm like so passionate about this. So finding something like hands-on, I think is so critical for somebody who's thinking about mechanical engineering, whether that is in high school, finding something like Skills USA or even just the engineering program in general, being able to try it out and see like, is this something I actually want to do? Because even if you don't find that maybe you are the best at math or it doesn't come the most like it's not the most intuitive thing to you, if you have the passion, everything else becomes easier. So really just like trying to find experience and exposure to the field is what I would say is like really important when deciding whether it's what you want to major in or not.
So you said you're working in a
Yeah.
Formula E team. So what's
Yes.
your position on that team?
Yeah, so I'm on the battery sub team of the car. So we're building the fuel basically. Batteries weren't ever something that I really thought that I was going to be interested in. It was just a position that I was told, like, hey, you should definitely apply for batteries. It's super sick. And I didn't think that it was going to have any mechanical design aspect to it. I thought it was just going to be electrical and not really my thing. But I mean, everything is mechanical if you think about it, and everything needs a mechanical engineer. So I am on the structures subassembly of our battery sub team. So basically what that means is the cells of the battery, they're put into these like packs, and my job is to design a container that houses those packs and all of their electronics, along with um, meeting strict safety regulations and rules for the competition. And so from that, you have also the manufacturing side of it, which is really important when you're designing something. It's going to be manufactured, and you need to make sure it is both manufacturable and it is able to have maintenance done on it. So that's something that I've really learned to take into account while designing. And I mean, we're building a race car. It is just so cool. And I get to say, like, what powers the car is what I did. And it's just awesome.
That's actually very cool. Like, that sounds fun. So,
Yeah.
so now that you're getting towards the end of your college
Mhm.
education, how do you see the field of engineering changing as you're preparing to enter the workforce?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is changing, and that is a scary thing. I mean, everybody talks about it. AI is a lot larger of a thing. I do find that I'm lucky that that mechanical engineering is something that I want to do because that is one of the safer fields from AI. It can't properly consider the human interaction and the human interface of design. And it also really can't truly design something the way that a human can, especially not to consider other people and have like the empathy side of designing. But from that aspect, because AI is rising, a lot of companies are shying away from having entry level positions. So that is something that I've been seeing both with like my application period right now for trying to find another internship, along with just my peers who are currently graduating. It's a little bit hard to find a job right now, but for engineering, there are still so many more opportunities than there are for other fields that are having an even harder time becoming employed. But I see just an overall shift in how design is approached and how engineers are thought of. It's definitely a lot of a shift more towards like innovation than we have seen in the past. And obviously, the core of engineer is innovation and design, but everything is a lot more like we're trying to push the envelope and have big ideas. So I see that like companies want people who can put their head down and get work done, but also have the big ideas and have a vision to execute them, which I do think college and having hands-on experience in college can prepare you for.
Okay. So, do you use AI or CAI used in the designing and building of machines, like where you are now?
Yeah, I don't use AI for design. I honestly, if I use it, it's just basically a second version of Google for me. Um, I don't use it for design. I don't particularly know of anybody who uses it for design either, which is an amazing thing. All really that you can do design-wise with AI is more artistic design, not critically thought out design. Like there are some emerging CAD softwares that have AI and can create a 3D model from an AI prompt, but almost all of those are not successful. They're not manufacturable. They have errors and they don't make realistic parts that even solve the objective that was given to them. And that's, I think, a pretty rare type of AI too. So it's not something that I've personally encountered or even met anybody who has encountered it. But it's definitely something that it's like you hear it in the background, you hear whispers, but it's I think luckily AI stays a bit more away from that side of design compared to like the artistic side of design. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so I see what you're saying. And then do you have a specific job or side of mechanical engineering you want to go into?
Yeah, up until recently, this is a question that I was kind of like, "Ugh, I just want a job." But recently, I would really, really love to be employed in the automotive field, which is one of the big three fields for mechanical engineering. I don't remember the third one, but I know that there's defense and automotive, and those are the two biggest ones. So right now, I would really love to be in the automotive space. I'm not extremely picky about where specifically I work for automotive, but I would definitely love to do design work related to cars or vehicles or transportation.
Mm. And then is there anything else you would like to share?
Hmm. I definitely wanted to talk to you about FSA because I think that's a great opportunity. So I'm glad I was able to bring that up. I would definitely say if you get to college, it's a commitment, but I would say if you're interested in mechanical engineering, check out an FSAE team, whether it's internal combustion, like a traditional formula car, or whether it's electric, like what I do. It's truly an amazing opportunity. Um, those are some of the big things that I really wanted to talk about, but like engineering is so cool. It's so worth it. It can be super difficult, but it is so rewarding. Not even just thinking about everybody's like, oh, engineering makes money. It is genuinely a rewarding field to get to design something that can solve a problem. It can help people, and you can see the outcome and you can see the effects in the final product. Like, there's nothing like engineering, truly.
Thank you. You definitely make it sound very fun and like a cool thing to do.
I'm glad. I'm glad I make it sound that way because it is.
So I'm gonna end